All right. Before I start, let me give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'Hashem Yahushai, Ba'Hashem Rakakurash. Double honors to the elders and apostles, great millstone, peace, blessings, and salutations to all the elect Akim, Wa Akwathium, learning and teaching in truth and sincerity. And this is going to be another video through the Spirit. All right, and with this one, I just wanted to show how America today, this is Rome all over again. And the way that this country is going down is the very same way that Rome went down. All right, and there's certain videos you can watch that. Man, what's that? There's a famous little 20-minute little clip, or was it an hour long little documentary of comparing America to the fall of Rome through seven different events. All right, but this one, I guess since it's looking like this asshole Biden is going to get in here, this guy from Valuetainment, he spoke about Biden's tax plan. All right, and ultimately, even if he's not the guy, someone's gonna get in there and tear shit up. All right, but the way that Biden wants to do it, apparently, he wants to tax those that are rich, those that are making the most money. All right, and so for the average middle class worker, that may seem to be good because that's not us, But what that people don't realize is that when you tax whoever is at the top, they're gonna tax everyone down underneath them to continue to afford everything. So, all right, so let's say you're, the people that own the Walmarts or the our franchises, the Domino's, McDonald's, Burger Kings. If they're being taxed more to sell you those goods, what are they gonna do? Raise the prices on those goods. A real live example that I don't know if it's happening to y'all, but at least here in Michigan, as far as I know, there's no more Taco Tuesday. All right, and what Taco Tuesday is on Tuesdays, I don't know if it's around, I'm assuming all of America, but I know for here in Michigan, usually you can get $1 taco. You can get you $1 corn tortilla, beef, chicken, or whatever, a taco for just $1. You can come out 10 tacos, $10, and be stuffed like a fat cat. But now with all this Corona stuff, the price of meat has gone up, so there's no more Taco Tuesday. Now tacos on Tuesday is like $2.50. All right, $3 back at regular price, or $1.50. And here in this, and I'm gonna get another clip, taxing the people at the top. He was throwing out numbers. This guy, I think for certain businesses, stuff is at like 20%. I guess apparently Biden is talking about knocking it up to 39%, which is damn near double. So if these businesses get doubled, you best believe they gonna charge us even more, which is just gonna ultra fuck the system. All right, ultimately. So let's let this play.
To this, I'm able to pay for my rent. I was looking for a new opportunity.
Very, very helpful. This is not an article written by someone on HuffPost. This is not an article written by a contributor on Forbes. This is from Goldman Sachs, talking about Biden's plan to prepare CEOs, entrepreneurs, business owners on what is going to happen.
Yeah, CEOs, entrepreneurs, and business owners. So the people that you're working for in this country. All right, so if they're getting taxed out the butt, what do you think is going to happen to us? The so-called regular workers, the middle class.
When this takes place. Polls are trending, this is the email, polls are trending in the Democratic Party's favor. And while polls are unreliable, they have fueled questions around what happens to the financial markets if the Democrats take the White House and or the Senate. Politics aside, we are having conversations with clients around what, if any, steps we should take over the next few months. A few topics of note are below. Let's go through 3 of these topics with them, okay, together. Number 1, Biden team has published their tax plan, and it outlines increased corporate tax rate, personal income rates increase, and capital gains tax rates increasing. Specifically, the plan outlines an increase in long-term capital gains, which is what? Anything above 1 year. So you buy I buy a card for $500,000. I sell it 2 years later for $1 million. For $2 million, the capital gains taxes on that is what? $1.5 million. 500,000, sell it for $2 million. I'm paying capital gains on that additional $1.5 million I made.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he's using really big numbers, but let's make it simpler. So let's say a car originally costs $10,000. After 2 years, the dealer, now keep in mind, cars depreciate, y'all. As soon as you roll off the lot, I believe it depreciates by I want to say 40, but I'll be generous. But it depreciates. If you buy a $10,000 car, as soon as you roll off the car, it's now automatically it's $8,000. You already knocked off $2,000 if you tried to return it. All right, so if you take a car, let's say a car that's $10,000, that's how much it was bought for, being sold for. With this Biden guy's taxes, 2 more years, it's gonna be it's gonna be $15,000. The prices for it is gonna go up after a while. When the prices for a used good is supposed to go down as time passes, not go up. You know, so that's what they're getting into, and this ain't no joke. You know, hey, this is all churning out the fall of America. And I'm gonna get some scriptures in a minute. I'm gonna fast forward, but I want to let them talk for a minute.
All space is tax-free.
1.5 million. Yes, exactly. Yeah. So the long-term capital gains taxes,
you know what, I'm gonna jump to,
from the current 20% is going. People are at the bottom. It's like, well, Pat, I'm not really affected by this. This is just for the rich people. Major proposals by Biden's campaign would raise $1.6 to $1.9 trillion over a decade from corporations. $1 trillion to $1.2 trillion will come from high earners from their income tax. $800 billion to $1 trillion from Social Security taxes on high wage earners. And then he's adding tax fees, fees on bank fees, $100 billion, and a bunch of other things that he's doing. Meaning, taxes are going up. When I told you the capital gains is going from 20 to 39.6, Adam, what was your reaction to it?
You know, it's pretty unbelievable. Like I said before, the only reason that I personally would vote for Trump is for the economy.
You're being serious.
And right there. So from looking at Biden's tax plan, the guy came to the realization, he's like, shit, if you're about economics, you would be smarter off going for Trump. So here it is. These niggas just touted in Biden, the man with the plan. And really, this is just another devil to help F you. All right, all those billions of dollars is going to be going straight to those government pockets. It's not going to be put back into the economy to help out the average person. It's going to be to make the richer richer, to make the rich richer and the poor poor. All right, and this is how this guy is running his show, and it's nothing new. And I want to get this out of Acts chapter 5 because this is nothing new from Esau Edom. All right, during the time of the Romans, what did he do? Hey, taxes. That so-called is what started the American Revolution, did it not? Taxes. All right. When you make people come out their pockets, blood starts to get shed. When you draw out money out of a man's pockets, when you take food off a man's table, off his children's, when you take food out of man's family's mouth, that's when blood gets drawn and shed. All right. Acts 5:37, it says, after this man rose up Judas of Galilee in the days of the taxing and drew away much people after him. And it says, after him, he also perished, and all, even as many as obeyed him. Now this was what was it? Gamaliel stopping those Israelites from putting their hands on the disciples, but he was giving an example of this man, Judas of Galilee. He rose up during the time of the taxing. All right, him and some niggas, because they didn't want to, you know, bow down to the Roman kingdom, and it ultimately resulted in their death. And we're going to see this again in this time today. All right, that's second Esdras. All right, seditions among men. All right, you will not be allowed to travel freely when cities start getting shut down. People are going to go balls to the walls, bananas. All right. I mean, here in Michigan, we have, what is it, 6% sales tax. So let's say you buy a $5 pizza, that after the full price is going to be $5.30. All right, you're going to take 6 cents for every dollar. You get 30 cents. Imagine if that shit gets doubled, because what the numbers that he quoted in that video was from 20% to 39%. That's 1% off from double. So now let's say here in Michigan, it'd be a 12% tax. So shit, 12 on the, that's adding a whole extra dollar. What is it, 12, yes, that's 60, that's adding damn near a whole nother dollar. So you go buy something, man, when the numbers go up, percentage wise, things get really expensive, y'all. All right, to make a long story short. All right, and I'm gonna get another scripture right here, Sirach 34:21. It says, the bread of the needy is their life, he that defraudeth him thereof is a man of blood. All right, so by raising taxes, all right, and ultimately getting people out of extra money, hey, that sends people into an uproar, which causes life to be lost. All right, people will go straight to kill mode. All right, I believe there's another scripture. Matter of fact, oh yeah, right here, the next verse. Yep, it says, "He that taketh away his neighbor's living slayeth him, and he that defraudeth the labor of his hire is a bloodshedder." Because people go straight to killing when they can't eat. All right, when they can't buy anything, when they can't do anything. All right, so now I'm gonna go to this other clip dealing with democracy. You know, let me see. Let me see if I can let
but
let me see.
The economy.
You're being serious.
Taxes.
This is the only reason. Taxes.
Only reason.
God.
Money guy. That's I don't find him likable. I don't find him credible.
Okay, yeah, he's talking about Trump. Yeah, for the economy's sake, you would have been better off going for Trump, he's saying. All right, so now I'm going to play this clip. It says why Socrates hated democracy. All right, and Socrates was one of the top, I'm not sure if, you know, I know brothers say Aristotle was. I'm not sure if brothers say that Socrates was. He may have been. I just don't remember. But he was one of the top philosophers of Greece. But even he hated this modern day of rulership, which goes back to Greece and Rome. This fucking democracy. To let you know that this is the beast. All right, America is the whore sitting upon the beast. This place is being ran the same exact way as the ancient Roman Empire. All right, so let's let this play. Might have to fast forward a little bit.
We're used to thinking very highly of democracy, and by extension, of ancient Athens, the civilization that gave rise to it. The Parthenon has become almost a byword for democratic values, which is why so many leaders of democracies like to be photographed there.
And this shows you that America is bred in Greece and Rome, because and according to this dude, you know, he said it began in Athens, which is the city of Greece. You know, hey, Esau, you can't escape who you are, all right?
It's therefore very striking to discover that one of ancient Greece's greatest achievements, philosophy, was highly suspicious of its other achievement, democracy. The founding father of Greek philosophy, Socrates, is portrayed in the dialogues of Plato as hugely pessimistic about the whole business of democracy. In Book 6 of the Republic, Plato describes Socrates falling into conversation with a character called Adimantus and trying to get him to see the flaws of democracy by comparing a society to a ship. If you were heading out on a journey by sea, asks Socrates, who would you ideally want deciding who was in charge of the vessel? Just anyone, or people educated in the rules and demands of seafaring? The latter, of course, says Adimantus. So why then, responds Socrates, do we keep thinking that...
And right there, I just want to say, point this out, this statue is a person, and that's a dark-skinned male, you know, so that may very well be a Jake. But this goes to show you, you know, what democracy, he says, look, he's comparing it to a boat. If you were going to go sail out in the ocean, wouldn't you want your boat being ran by people who know how to sail? All right, and he's comparing that to this country. This country is being ran by people who don't know shit. People cast their vote based off of their emotions and not off of picking a candidate who is fit for the job. All right, Socrates was making the metaphor, which is a perfect cut, showing you the flaws of this shit. All right, and it's ran the same way. You can go read that in First Maccabees, I believe it is. What is it, chapter 8? Greece and Rome was ran. Man, come on.
Any old person should be fit to judge who should be the ruler of a country. Socrates' point is that voting in an election is a skill, not a random intuition. And like any skill, it needs to be taught systematically to people. Letting the citizenry vote without an education is as irresponsible as putting them in charge of a trireme sailing to Samos in a storm. Socrates was to have first-hand catastrophic experience of the foolishness of voters. In 399 BC, the philosopher was put on trial on trumped-up charges of corrupting the youth of Athens. A jury of 500 Athenians was invited to weigh up the case and decided by a narrow margin that the philosopher was guilty.
And so basically they put him to death. They put him to death. They came up with the reason to kill him because they probably didn't like him speaking against democracy. All right, but this just goes to show you. So not only are they digging in people's pockets, but this is being ran by a fucking whole town, a whole conglomerate of idiots. All right, and we understand that, you know, the people that are the presidents and the motherfuckers, senators, governors, they're all handpicked by the elites. All right, but the illusion is cast that, you know, in this country, oh, you can just, you grow up, you go to school, you get good grades, you can become anything that you want. That's not how things are supposed to be ran. All right, leaders are supposed to be appointed by Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai, not picked by random people who don't know anything. And what is that all going to culminate to? All right, so you got people's pockets being dug into, you got idiots driving the boat that don't know which way to go, that couldn't tell you what water was. All right, we're going to go to 2nd Esdras. Salakia's right in front of me. 2nd Esdras, where is it at? It's going to turn into this right here. 2nd Esdras chapter 15 and verse 16. It says, "For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power." So people are going to begin to rebel from the government. All right? If we're here long enough, not saying, you know, years down the line, but if they just do some instant tax boost, all right, and there is going to be inflation, there's going to be the collapse of the economy, so we know that's going to happen. All right, but when that does happen, what's going to happen right along with it? The sedition among men. People saying, F this, I can't work, my paychecks is dry and empty, I got to feed myself and I have to feed my family. All right, that's what people are going to turn to. The same way that under Esau's system, all of his rulerships always collapse in this same form. Life is all good. He does a whole bunch of bloodshed, robbery and murder to get his kingdom. Life is all good. Everyone's freaking off on each other, sex, eating, getting fat, worshiping idols, and then everything starts collapsing. The military starts going down, the money starts running dry, then people start killing each other. It's the same thing every time with this guy. All right, verse 17. "A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able, for because of their pride the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation." All right, and that's, you know, that's mainly it. You know, it's going to be the same old story. This place is going to fall in the same manner. All right, it's all just a matter of time. Once the average idiot realizes what's going on, they're going to kick it into high gear and just start murdering each other. Once a fat American realizes they can't go down the street and get that, what's McDonald's burger called? The fucking Big Mac, all right? Or go get their Whopper, or go get some fucking White Castle or some Sonic. That's it. All right, that's going to be it. You know, so with that, I'm going to give all praises to Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai B'Hashem. Rakakurash, the honors to the elders and apostles, great millstone, peace, blessings, and salutations to all the elect Akim. Walk, learning, and teaching in truth and sincerity. And I'm going to say shalom.